We are on the precipice of a monumental crux in the history of humanity. All that stands between us surviving or us falling into the dark, destructive abyss is one choice. This choice is present within every moment of every day. It is a personal choice, available to every single human being, irrespective of race, political persuasion, gender, sexuality, religion, social status, or geographical location. It comes from a place beyond all those identifiers. Even when all of our material possessions have been taken, even when we've been humiliated, when we're hungry, when we're afraid, when it seems like we have no other option left to us, there is a precious, unwavering choice that remains. It can never be taken from us, but we have to realise that it's there. While there is no doubt that we are already bearing witness to chaos and destruction, I believe the result of Britain's EU referendum has presented us with a very rare and unique opportunity, a challenge, should you have the courage to look me in the eye and rise to it. What is being starkly revealed, beyond the referendum, beyond the results, but through spiked social media posts, divisive conversations between friends and neighbours, the pointing finger of blame, and the rising tide of tension, uncertainty and hatred, is that something absolutely has to change. We have to change, and the choice that we each make now will ripple throughout all of eternity. Please understand that there may be new ramifications for you in your life, but what we are experiencing as a whole is age-old and worldwide, and we've reached a fork now on the twisting path of our destiny. The place we find ourselves is the culmination of misunderstanding on an unprecedented scale. Generation upon generation of inherited judgment, prejudice and ignorance. Acceptance upon acceptance of invisible borders that were imposed, not chosen. Of leadership that provokes, not pacifies. Of media that incites, not awakens. Of the false belief, because that is all it is, that we are weak and divided instead of powerful and united. Assumption upon assumption. Division upon division of us and them, right and wrong, superior and inferior, within our own borders and beyond. Layer upon layer of fear, hatred and apathy. We seem to have forgotten in all of this that we have a choice. This underlying condition has finally made its way past the twitching curtains, the gossiping shadows, the loaded newspaper headlines and the frustrated outbreaks of rage and violence that have been sweeping our country for decades. It's been pulled, volatile and hissing, to the surface of our awareness, and I am grateful. We've been burying our heads in the wet British soil for long enough, thinking the state of our country and our world have nothing to do with us, that it's someone else's problem, that we've got better things to be doing, and that we're too insignificant to make a difference anyway. Ask yourself this: do you really believe that to be true? We can no longer hide under the carefully embroidered Great British flag of business as usual, while underneath the detritus continues to build and decompose, allowing temporary personal success to once again triumph our collective survival. Our hand has been forced, thank God, because in the history of humanity, it seems only the brink of destruction can awaken us from our steadfast slumber. Look around you. Judgment and hate have brought us to our knees. We are a country so imbalanced that if we weren't on our knees, we'd be falling over, and I'm seeing this hate everywhere. It's hate for the politicians, it's hate for the media, hate for those that voted to leave, hate for those that voted to stay, hate for those that didn't vote at all, hate for those trying to make a difference, hate for the haters. It's weaseled its way out of the woodwork. The rest of the world has been feeling this for a long, long time. And now the consequences of our individual and collective hate are rippling ever closer. It is impossible to deny now that, like a fragile ecosystem made up of parts that are unique yet symbiotically linked together, we are one interconnected, living, breathing whole, and we're hurting. We're hurting each other and we're hurting ourselves. It's time to stop pretending and to realise that this is the combined result of all of our ignorant choices to date. You see, hate is simply a product of fear, and fear the accompanying emotion of misunderstanding. I understand that you feel afraid. I understand why. Like so many of our brothers and sisters across the world, we face uncertain times. The objects of our fear may differ, whether it's fleeing homes because of conflict, losing loved ones, concerns about job losses or housing prices, amongst many more. But what each and every one of us are ultimately seeking in our own odd way is exactly the same thing: security, peace, and happiness for ourselves and for those that we love. This makes us the same, and we are all doing the absolute best that we can. It is total insanity to think that the harmony we all want can be born from hatred, violence, and destruction, from turning on one another. Can you not see that the very problems we face are the direct result of hatred? The garish spotlight could not be brighter as we look directly into the face of the very worst version of humanity. We are looking into the mirror, and we are seeing our own judgmental reflection. As we are looking, desperately trying to cast the blame elsewhere, the whole world is watching, breath held, waiting. Stop looking outside of yourself at what's wrong or what could go wrong. Transformation cannot come from blame. It comes from facing ourselves. It comes not from marking a piece of paper, but from making a choice in our own lives in every moment of every day. Love, understanding, and forgiveness is the only possible solution. Forget the borders, forget the failing political and economic institutions, and see that we are all individual human beings capable of far better. Forget the labels and start seeing that everyone else is the same as you. Listen to other people. Hear who they really are, not the sub-person you've been carefully manipulated into thinking they are. You have a choice. Take off your distorted mask of judgment and see clearly with compassion. Let your love soothe your fear and extinguish your hate. I am calling to you, the real you, the soul that knows what I'm saying to be true. Stand up and with your eyes wide open, make your choice. We are at a fork in the road, love or hate. Nothing and no one can force you to hate and destroy. You can choose love and commit to it in every single interaction you have. Then watch your life and the world around you transform. Love is the birthplace of potential new ideas and creation. When you have absolutely nothing left, the choice between love and hate remains resolutely in your heart. This is a chance for us to show the world that we actually deserve our self-titled greatness, that we can step into it. Together, we can show the world that we're more than our choices of the past. As a nation of people, we could individually and collectively make the choice to be a shining beacon today, a lighthouse in what is fast becoming a dark world. Let us stand together in love and unite our kingdom to create a true Great Britain. Thank you.